shaking finger at someone, pointing the index finger of one hand at someone and moving the hand up and down 3 or 4 times in a deliberate motion like this, like shaking a finger at someone. This style is usually used to express disapproval, warning, or criticism of someone's behavior or action. This gesture implies that the person doing the gesture is dissatisfied or disagree with the action or behavior of the person being pointed at. It can be interpreted as a subtle way of warning or criticizing without using words. However, it is important to remember that the meaning of this gesture may vary depending on the cultural context and situation in which it is used.
Knock on wood. Moving the hand with the back of the hand facing down and moving the finger up and down in short movement as if knocking on something. This style is often done reflexively when one wants to ward off bad luck or ask for protection from misfortune or bad luck. To quote the expression, knock on wood means that one rubs or knocks on the surface of wood, which is considered a symbol of good luck. After saying something that is considered to bring bad luck or bad fortune, this action is considered a way to drive away evil spirit or negative energy and bring good luck. People also use this gesture metaphorically to express their wish for good fortune or luck to continue after saying something good or positive.
Shrugging shoulders like this. The shrugging shoulders gesture is an action in which a person lifts both shoulders up, then release them back to their original or near original position. It is a reflexive action that is often used to convey uncertainty, disagreement, or ignorance. The meaning of this gesture can vary depending on the context. Here are some common interpretations of this gesture. First, uncertainty. Shrugging can indicate that a person is unsure or has no conviction about something being asked or talked about. It can express that the person doesn't have a definite answer or doesn't know what to say. Second, disagreement. The shrug gesture can also indicate disapproval or indifference toward something. It could mean that the person doesn't care or is not interested in what is being said. Third, ignorance. Shrugging can also reflect ignorance or confusion. People may not have enough knowledge or information to answer questions or respond to certain situations.
Shaking hands with oneself. Clasping hands with the palm of one hand over the palm of the other hand and then moving the arm back and forth. Can be done in front of the body or even in front of the head. This gesture is often a sign of tension, anxiety, or self-comfort. People may perform this gesture as a way to relieve stress or seek comfort when they feel uncomfortable in certain situations. It can be a form of reflexive encouragement to ease anxiety or uncertainty.
Placing the hand on the abdomen with the palm facing inward and then making a circular motion like this has no specific universal meaning in the context of nonverbal communication. However, the meaning of this gesture can vary depending on the cultural context, situation, and facial expression of the person performing it. In some cultures or situations, a circular hand gesture on the stomach can be used to indicate satiety or satisfaction after eating. It can be a way to convey that one has eaten well or feels satisfied after eating.
The repetitive licking of the lips, upper and lower lips, nose, and licking one lips is a nonverbal communication gesture that can have various meanings depending on the content. Some possible meanings of this gesture include: the first one is nervous or anxiety. People often lick their lips reflexively when they feel nervous, anxious, or uncomfortable. This can be a sign of tension or restlessness. The next is anticipation. The lip-licking gesture can also indicate anticipation or desire. A person may lick their lips if they are hungry or hoping to get something they want. Uncertainly. This gesture can reflect uncertainty or judgment. People may lick their lips when they are thinking about or considering a decision or situation. The next is sexual attraction. In certain contexts, this gesture can also be interpreted as a sign of sexual attraction or desire. The last is showing disagreement or doubt. In some situations, lip licking can also indicate doubt or disapproval of something said or done by another person.
Raising the palm of one hand and gently smack it against the forehead like this. It's often known as a face palm. The gesture visually depicts disapproval, disappointment, frustration, or embarrassment at something said or done by another person, including oneself. A face palm is commonly used when someone feels that a situation or action is particularly stupid, careless, or unbelievable.
Sliding a slightly concave hand across the forehead as if wiping something away is a gesture often referred to as a press palm in English. However, if this gesture is done gently and without strong sign of disappointment or frustration, it can take on a different meaning. In softer contexts, the gesture is often used to express relief, the removal of bad thought, or to express that one feels grateful for something not happening or for getting a solution to a problem. It can reflect a feeling or relief after going through a difficult situation or feeling comfort by something.
Pulling the index finger across the throat while making a sound with the movement of air and saliva on one side of the mouth with the lips slightly parted on that side like this. Or is a powerful form of nonverbal communication and is often used to convey a threat, danger, or warning to another person. This gesture is generally used to indicate that the person doing it wants to state that the other person is in danger or is in a risky situation. It is usually used as a way to let others know that there are serious consequences if they continue a certain behavior or action.
Locking the finger of both hands and moving the thumb in circle around each other, like this, is often referred to as twiddling one's thumb. It is a reflective action often performed when one is bored, anxious, impatient, or feel like they have nothing to do. The meaning of this gesture relates to restlessness, discomfort, or impatience. A person may start to reflexively undermine their thumb when they feel disinjured or have nothing to do. In some contexts, it can also indicate uncertainty or anxiety, especially if one knows that there is stressful or important situation coming up and they don't know what will happen. When two people get acquainted and greet each other, they usually use various gestures and facial expressions to show courtesy, warmth, and respect. Here are some common gestures that can be used when getting acquainted. The first one is handshake. A firm, stately handshake shows confidence and respect. A gentle and polite handshake can also indicate friendliness. The next is head gesture. Bowing the head or giving a small nod as a sign of respect or acknowledge can also be used in some cultures.
When two people who have been together signal goodbye to each other, the gesture they use usually reflect gratitude, warmth, and hope to meet again in the future. You can use gesture like handshake or hug. A gentle handshake or a light hug can portray a sense of warmth and intimacy. It shows that despite the separation, the relationship remains positive, or it is also common to wave their hands when signaling goodbye like this.
One person signal another person to come forward. You can also use finger or open the palm, like raising the finger of a hand toward the front or pointing with an open palm toward or the front is another gesture that can be used to signal someone to come forward.
One hand is used to indicate the head of a child or an object. You can use flat-headed gesture. The hand is raised parallel to the surface of the object or the child's head, depending on what you want to show, and then drop to the desired height. This indicates the height or the ground or object you are indicating.
The gesture maker wants to indicate himself or herself. Pointing the chest. People may point to their chest or self with their index finger, indicating that they are talking about themselves.
A movement to signal agreement or an affirmative answer. Gesture to signify approval or affirmative answer may vary based on culture and individual preferences, but there are some common gestures that are often used to express approval or affirmation, like first, head nod. Nodding the head up and down is the most common and widely used way across cultures to show approval or an affirmative answer. Second, OK sign. Bringing the tips of the index finger and thumb together in a circle, often referred to as the OK sign, can indicate approval or positive understanding.
Movement to signal negative answer. Gesture to signal a negative answer can also vary based on culture and individual preference, but there are some common gestures that are often used to express rejection or a negative answer. The first one is head shake. Shaking the head from side to side. Horizontal movement is generally considered a sign of rejection or disagreement. In many cultures, this is a very clear gesture to express a negative answer. The next is thumb down. Just giving a thumb up indicates approval. Giving thumb down usually indicates rejection or disagreement.
A way of indicating one's opinion that some other person is crazy. You can make like a circular motion with the index finger at the side of the head, like this. Like, he's crazy. He's crazy.